And a good Monday to you. And yes, there are such things as good Mondays, especially if you don't work for a living. It is the 5th day of December 2022. I'm Dan Kuntz. Hope you had a good weekend. Before we go any further, welcome to town, the Hort folks, the Horticultural Convention, back in the Wenatchee Valley for 3 days, today through Wednesday. You will notice a lot more people in downtown Wenatchee and a lot of traffic between the Wenatchee Convention Center and the Town Toyota Center. Both of them have displays. Both of them will be holding events and seminars. Pretty much if you have anything to do with the business of growing fruit on trees, doesn't matter what part of the business it is, anything from being an orchardist to marketing to packing houses to shipping, it doesn't matter what it is. You're in town this weekend. It's been a while since Wenatchee had the Hort Convention. Of course, for years and years, for as long as anybody can remember, it went back and forth between Yakima and Wenatchee. And then about 10 years ago or so, the Tri-Cities got in on the rotation. So now it's every 3 years when Wenatchee hosts the Hort Convention. And then, of course, they had COVID issues. So it's been a long time since we had the Hort folks in town, the good folks that they are. So all the hotel rooms are filled up. There'll be a lot of traffic, and it's good to see the folks in town. I think it's the 118th Hort Convention. I don't know. I'm not very good at math. Anyway, welcome to town for those folks. 23 degrees outside of our studios. Yesterday's high 23. Saturday's high 23. We'll get to some weather details. Going to be pretty quiet. We're even going to see a few sunbreaks next few days. That wasn't in the forecast when we last visited on Friday. And then starting, Wednesday night into Thursday, probably more like a Thursday deal, we're going to start seeing some hit and miss snow showers starting Thursday and lasting right on in the weekend. We had a little bit of light snow overnight while you were sleeping. Well, you were sleeping, I wasn't. But so it's quiet the next 3 days, and then we start getting a little more snow. And temperatures are going to be not quite warm enough to melt it, probably on the roadways and the sidewalks. But elsewhere, no, not a great deal of snow melt coming our way. News, a lot of accidents to talk about. Even though it's not in the news, a lot of people were talking about that 15-car pileup eastbound on I-90 near Easton that closed eastbound I-90 for hours yesterday afternoon. A lot of heavy traffic on Stevens Pass as people were heading over to Leavenworth. Leavenworth was a complete zoo over the weekend. It's expected to be like that for the next couple of weekends as well. We'll have the news coming your way. Sports, we have state champions in the world of football, 2 local teams. Congratulations to Royal. Congratulations to Liberty Bell. Okanagan came up on the short end. We'll talk about all the state champions and everything else that happened in the world of sports over the weekend, including the Seahawks' nice little victory on the road against the Rams. We'll have Coach Pete Carroll's comments on that. And part 2 of my interview with Jill Sheets for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. They had a busy Saturday last week. They got another busy weekend coming up. To get you in the Christmas spirit, the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center have some programs going on that you might be interested in. Jill will give you those details in the back half of the program. Shall we? Let's begin. At 3 minutes after the hour, we're still a half an hour away or so from sunrise. Sunrise, 7:32 this morning. Sunset tonight, 4:11. That's 8 hours and 39 minutes of daylight as we get closer to the winter solstice. As we look out over the Wenatchee Valley, some interesting weather phenomenon over the weekend. Saturday's high, 23. Saturday's low, 11. That happened within 4.5 hours of each other. Yeah, on Saturday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we got up to 23 degrees. By 7:30 in the evening, we were down to 11. So just in that 4.5 hours, we had the high and the low on Saturday. So 23 and 11 on Saturday, 23 and 12 on Sunday. Very little change at all. Now, we'll be closer to the 30s today, upper 20s to right around 30 today. So it's going to be a little bit warmer, although our normal high is 36 degrees. And again, pretty quiet for the first few days of this week before we get more snow on Thursday. Let's go up and check out. I mentioned Leavenworth. Let's go see Leavenworth. Well, we can't really see it. That's up the Tumwater Way, Tumwater Canyon camera looking out over Leavenworth. It was just crazy busy yesterday. I logged on to the Leavenworth camera that they have in downtown. That looks right over Front Street, and there were a lot of people all over Leavenworth. They don't have the formal tree lighting anymore, but it doesn't seem to deter the crowds. It is, I got to admit, though, that the lighting in downtown Leavenworth is pretty darn cool. Good morning to the Bavarian Village. You're down there. What's happening at the Orondo camera? How about that? That's letting in a little more light as we look south towards the Wenatchee Valley. You can make out Turtle Rock, just some light traffic on the highway. Again, there will be considerably heavier traffic in Wenatchee specifically between the Wenatchee Convention Center and the Town Toyota Center for the Hort Convention and pretty much every hotel room in town. is occupied because a lot of people are in town for the horror convention. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley, well, Lake Antioch anyway, from the Arundel Rock camera. And finally, let's head up and see our friends in Chelan. That's the McNeil Canyon camera. Pointed down a little bit. Top of your screen is Lake Chelan. Down at your screen is the very top of McNeil Canyon. They have quite a bit of snow, as you might imagine. Up there, we had a little bit of snow over the weekend. It's definitely feeling like winter, but again, we're still 2 weeks between the winter solstice. So we could be in for a long, cold, snowy winter, although I haven't done the long-term forecast. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'll get together with the Climate Prediction Center for tomorrow's show, and I'll find out what the long-term forecast is for the rest of December. Didn't have time to get that this morning. However, from the National Weather Service, we want to show you this little slide that they sent our way. The timetable for more snow for the Wenatchee Valley will start basically overnight Wednesday night and into the wee small hours of Thursday. And then starting Thursday, and Thursday is our best chance of accumulated snow, will be on Thursday. But we're going to hover right around that 50% mark, hit and miss snow for Thursday night, Friday, and then a better chance Friday night and Saturday, and then Saturday night into Sunday. So we already have snow on the ground. It hasn't really melted much at all, even though we'll have temperatures right around the freezing mark for the first 3 days. We're going to return to see hit and miss snow showers, basically starting Thursday and lasting right into the weekend with some snowfall, measurable snowfall Thursday, and then again on Friday. So we're not getting away from that. From the National Weather Service and our friends at Apple Valley Honda, here's your forecast. We are expected to see some sunshine today. We'll take it. High of about 30 degrees. That means if you're out and about, wear your sunglasses. You drive out in the sunlight and the snow on the ground, it's hard to see where you're going. 21 for the overnight low tonight. We are going to cloud up tonight for the next couple of days. So today's the sunshine day, then cloudy on Tuesday and Wednesday, but the overnight lows will be milder because we'll have the blanket on. So maybe a little bit of snow melt on Tuesday and perhaps into Wednesday. No real wind at all. So very quiet weather today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Wednesday overnight into Thursday is when we start talking about snow. We do have a pretty good chance of measurable snow, maybe an inch or so on Thursday, especially Thursday afternoon. About a 30% chance of snow on Friday, and then that chance of snow increases Friday night into Saturday to about a 50% chance of snow. So by the time the weekend is over, starting Thursday and lasting through Sunday, we could probably get maybe a couple of inches of new snow, not all in one snowfall, not one big dumping, just a little bit of snow here and a little bit of snow there. Real quickly on the mountain passes, while I have you here, traction tires are advised on Stevens, advised on Blewett, and advised on I-90. They are expecting some significant snow by the time we get to Thursday as well. 8 minutes after the hour, going to take a break, and then we'll have your Monday morning news, and there is a lot of it. It's 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
The holiday season is here, and life is hectic. Let Merry Maids help simplify yours. You expect a lot, and Merry Maids delivers more. They'll make your home or business sparkle for holiday parties, special events, and family gatherings. They'll customize the cleaning to fit your needs and your budget. Merry Maids are cleaning experts. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. Best of all, your satisfaction is always guaranteed. Visit online, merrymaids.com, and call for a free estimate. Then you can relax. It's done.
Just some fog and a few clouds hanging around out there, 23 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley. We're expecting some sun breaks today. High of about 30. Clouds return tonight. It'll be cloudy Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the snow returns. Not a lot, but it will be back come Thursday. It's just about 10 minutes after the hour. 5 people were hospitalized after a 2-car collision. This happened Saturday night, 6 miles south of the Blewett Pass summit. According to the Washington State Patrol, shortly after 6 o'clock, a 2007 Honda Civic was traveling northbound on Blewett Pass when the driver lost control and skidded into the southbound lane where it struck a 2016 Audi A6 sedan. While a passenger in the Civic, 21-year-old Avarind Ravikumar of Bellevue, was airlifted to Harborview Medical Center with serious injuries. The driver, 27-year-old Amanda E. Hasselden of Linwood, was transported to Central Washington Hospital with unknown injuries. Also transported to CWH, all 3 passengers in the Audi. 20-year-old Cameron Anderson, 19-year-old Mackenzie Sauerbrier, and 19-year-old Sarah Swanson. Hasselden, by the way, was cited for driving too fast for conditions. A 2-car accident in Soap Lake yesterday afternoon sent both drivers of their respective automobiles to the hospital. The Washington State Patrol reports that about 2 p.m., a 2013 Ram 1500 pickup was stopped at the intersection of State Route 17 and State Route 28 and then traveled through the intersection where it collided with the front end of a 2014 Toyota Prius that was traveling eastbound on State Route 28. Both drivers, 62-year-old Liliana J. Villafana in the Ram, 49-year-old Naomi E. Paskovitz in the Prius, they were both transported to Columbia Basin Hospital in Ephrata. Undisclosed injuries there. Villafana, by the way, faces charges of failing to yield at the right-of-way. Both autos were totaled in that accident. The Ellensburg Racket and Recreation Center was destroyed by an apparent arson fire. This happened early Friday morning. The fire spread from a nearby hay and straw storage facility. The Ellensburg Police Department said fire crews arrived at the ACX storage facility on Vantage Highway at about 12:30 in the morning to find 2 structures fully engulfed. The fire quickly spread to the city-owned Racket and Recreation Center. Kittitas Valley Fire and Rescue said temperatures in the single digits made it difficult conditions for firefighters who continue to fight the fire into the early morning hours on Friday. And then at about 8 o'clock on Friday night, Kittitas County Sheriff's detectives arrested 24-year-old Lyle Chance Morgan on suspicion of first-degree arson. Authorities say Morgan is a former employee of the ACX facility. The Racket and Recreation Center housed an indoor soccer field, 2 indoor tennis courts, 4 pickleball courts, 3 racquetball courts, an indoor batting cage, and a fitness room. The city Parks and Recreation Director called the fire a devastating loss for the community of Ellensburg. An 18-year-old Wenatchee man is in jail, still in jail, on suspicion of multiple sexual assaults. Wenatchee police say Uziel Lopez Moreno raped a 16-year-old at a July 4th party at an apartment complex on Castle Rock Street while the victim was intoxicated and unable to consent. During the investigation, detectives allegedly found 2 other people who also said Lopez sexually assaulted them in incidents dating back to July of 2020 and May of this year. 2 of the assaults allegedly took place in the same Castle Rock apartment. Police took Lopez into custody on Thursday. He faces possible charges of second-degree rape and indecent liberties. A Wenatchee man has pled guilty to 3 counts of child molestation. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies arrested 32-year-old Devin Scott McGrady when they served a warrant at his place of business. That was back in February. Well, on Thursday, McGrady admitted in Chelan County Superior Court to molesting 1 child in his home and another in Okanogan County in the years between 2016 and 2022. He also pleaded guilty to a charge of violating a no-contact order for trying to communicate with one of the victims while he was in jail. Prosecutors are recommending McGrady serve 11 years in prison and register as a sex offender for an for a specific amount of time. Once he's released, he's scheduled to be sentenced on January 18th. Central Washington Hospital has sent the word out that if you're going to go to the emergency department, you could expect a longer than normal wait time. The hospital is dealing with an influx of patients seeking treatment for the flu and the respiratory virus RSV. Confluence Health says these illnesses have surged in the past couple of months, and especially in recent weeks. Confluence said some cases of influenza and RSV require immediate medical care, but mild cases can often be treated at home with bed rest and over-the-counter medications. People with less severe medical issues who show up at the hospital can expect significantly longer wait times. The hospital also continues to see COVID-19 cases, though far fewer than when the pandemic was at its peak. As of Monday, there were 5 people hospitalized with COVID, with one of them in the intensive care unit. And the Forest Service says if you're heading to the backcountry in the Okanogan-Wenatchee National Forest, a friendly reminder, avalanche dangers is up. And natural avalanches, human-triggered avalanches are quite likely over the next few weeks. Anybody venturing into the forest is being warned that trails that were safe and easy in the summertime are not safe and easy. Now on Thursday, Matt Promomo of the Northwest Avalanche Center went up the Icicle Creek outside Leavenworth and examined the rather fragile snow conditions.
Matt Promomo here with the Northwest Avalanche Center. Today is December 1st. We're in the east central zone up the Icicle Creek. 3,800 feet on a north-northeast aspect. Climbing this slope, you could feel it's kind of punchy underneath. Finding this layer of buried facets underneath. A couple of crusts. One crust is from right around Thanksgiving. The other crust is from the 22nd of November. But in this layer, there's pretty tall encased surface hoar. And then underneath it is just all sugary facets. So on this slope, we had a big collapse. It wumped. You could hear it reverberate out quite a distance. And so pretty wild, in your face on some instability, at least right here. Let's do an extended column test and just to demonstrate this instability. So it fell and dropped and propagated out to 14 on that layer. Surface hoar with really weak sugary facets underneath. And the thing is, this layer, if you look at the hardness of it, it's just, just junky, fist hardness, really soft. Whereas up on top, it gets down to be 4-finger here. And all this snow we've just gotten in the past couple of days. So this is a persistent slab issue that we're dealing with. It's going to be sticking with us for not sure how long, but likely through the weekend, at least in these mountains.
That's what looks making headlines at 17 minutes after the hour. It's going to be a busy news day today. It already is, and we're barely out of our second cup of coffee. We'll have a newscast for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, as we always do on weeknights. And with the preview of tonight's news, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, expect a dry and unseasonably cool weather pattern through Wednesday before our next round of snow arrives on Thursday. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Dan will have the latest pro, college, and high school sports results from this past weekend and takes a look at what's ahead this week. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. And don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a news tip or you want to comment or whatever the case may be, any number of ways to go about doing it. You can go to our Facebook page and use the Messenger app. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or you can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com. You'll see the Contact Us icon on the screen. Click on it, fill out the form. It's down the road you go. When we come back, a whole weekend full of sports, including a Seahawk victory. Their little 2-game losing streak's done deal. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
We're back at 20 minutes after the hour. A couple of local teams took home some big-time hardware in the state championships over the weekend. Congratulations to Liberty Bell. They are the kings of 8-man football. Their first ever 1B state championship, no problems at all. They knocked off Nia Bay 50-12 on Saturday afternoon. In the world of 1A football, it's Royal and everybody else. Royal won their third straight 1A championship, their 11th in school history. They are a dynasty. They beat Mount Baker 35-20. And unfortunately for Okanagan, the tight game at halftime, Napavine started the second half with an onside kick. They scored 3 touchdowns in about 4 minutes in the third quarter, and they ran away from the Okanagan Bulldogs. Napavine 41, Okanagan 27. So your state football champions by division. Lake Stevens played in their 6th state championship, but they finally won one. After 5 previous attempts, Lake Stevens wins the 4A championship. Yelm wins their first ever 3A championship. For Linden, 2A champions, that's their 2nd straight championship. As I mentioned already, Royal has now won 3 consecutive state championships and 11 overall. Napavine champions at 2B, and Liberty Bell, way to go Liberty Bell. They're partying up in Winthrop tonight. Their first ever 1B state championship. All right, high school basketball scores. We'll go chronologically. Ladies first. Cashmere hosted Tenasket over the weekend in a boys and girls doubleheader. As you can see, the Tenasket girls knocked off the Lady Bulldogs 63-58. Ephrata over Chelan on Friday. This is all non-league action. These folks have not gotten into league action yet. The Tigers 44, the Goats 37 in girls basketball Friday night, and Quincy beat Wahluke 47-32. As far as the boys on Friday night, North Creek spent the weekend in North Central Washington. First of all, they took on Eastmont Friday night at Eastmont's gym, and North Creek got a boffle, beat the Wildcats 81-67. Cashmere over Tenasket 66-51, and Quincy no problems with Wahluke on Friday night in boys basketball 71-52. To Saturday we go, and a game that we televised here on the NCAA Life channel. The Wenatchee Panthers struggled offensively, didn't score in the first quarter. Sela ran away from the Panthers 63-20. Cashmere in Sultan knocked off the Turks 62-29 in girls basketball, and Quincy over Manson 58-33. That was girls on Saturday. Boys on Saturday, North Creek completed the sweep at the local schools, knocked off Wenatchee 79-38 in a game that we televised here. Cashmere was not being rude, but they were in Sultan. The Turks over the Bulldogs 70-65, and Quincy over Manson 71-43. I mentioned we had a game on a doubleheader on Saturday. We're right back at it again on Tuesday as the Othello Huskies come to town to take on the Eastmont girls and boys doubleheader. For the girls, we'll be live on Facebook at 6 o'clock, and then we'll have the game on the NCAA Life channel at 8:30. For the boys, we'll be live on Facebook and on television beginning at 7:30. So Othello and Eastmont right here on television. College basketball on Sunday. The Washington Huskies ran away from Colorado in the second half. Home victory for them, 73-63 after they lost over the weekend. Utah just got by Washington State in college basketball yesterday, 67-65. For the women, number 2 Stanford all over number 23 Gonzaga. The final there was 84-63, and Washington defeated Queens College 54-28. Sunday at Heck Evanson Pavilion. All right, the bowl schedule is out. As you know by now, Utah knocked off Southern Cal on Friday night, and that bumped the Huskies out of the Rose Bowl and into the Alamo Bowl. That's okay. San Antonio is a beautiful town. I've been there. So the number 12 Huskies in the CFP rankings will take on number 20 Texas and their old coach, Steve Sarkisian. That'll be on December 29th, Saturday, December 29th, the Alamo Bowl. And the Cougars long ago knew they were heading to the LA Bowl, and there it is. It's official. They'll take on Fresno State in Los Angeles on December 17th. The Wenatchee Wild had a long weekend up north. They had a furious comeback Friday, but it wasn't enough as the Smoke Eaters ended up beating the Wild 6-5. No such comeback available on Saturday. The Vernon Vipers beat the Wild 4-2. On Saturday, they're back in against Penticton this weekend, by the way. For the Seattle Kraken, Carter Veralegi's first period scoring flurry and a standout performance in goal from Spencer Knight brought the Kraken 7-game winning streak to a halt on Saturday night. The final, Florida 5, Seattle 1. It wasn't even that close. For Seattle, they'll be hosting the Montreal Canadiens Tuesday at 7 p.m., and you can watch it on Root Sports. And gee, in case you missed it, DK Metcalf catching an 8-yard touchdown pass from Geno Smith with 36 seconds to play. Seahawks rally late, knock off the Rams 27-23. The Rams can't get out of their own way. Smith passed for a career-high 367 yards, threw for 3 TD passes. Seahawks snapping their 2-game skid, but it wasn't easy. Smith's offense racked up 438 yards against a Rams defense that didn't have Aaron Donald, but it almost wasn't enough until Smith found Metcalf in a tight window between defenders in the end zone for the game winner. After the game, Coach Pete Carroll commented on the hard-fought victory.
Well, just again, we learned how hard it is to win in the league. Really a hard-fought football game today. They give them a lot of credit. They played good. They were in it the whole way. Did a nice job. I mean, I've been talking about Sean all week, but he did it again. He put together a great plan, and it was hard. some really exciting things happened, on our side, the way we finished, and on both sides of the ball, particularly to see Gino have the chance to go down and take the team down the field and do it and just execute his tail off and have a huge game again, numbers-wise. It's just what he's doing. This is the season that he's playing, and we're lucky to have him. Defense getting out there in the last time to go, win the football game and get after him like they did was just a great statement about finishing the ball game. So really fired up about that. DK and Tyler had huge games. Both those guys were great. Noah was terrific today too in support as well. I was really praising DJ Dallas for fighting through being banged up and finishing for us. Tony did a nice job coming in for us. And unfortunately, Kenny just, he jammed his ankle and he just couldn't get back out there and get going again. So he showed that he was ready to go and all, but he just couldn't get back out. So we'll have to see what that means. I think, too, that the other thing that showed up in crucial situations, we pass protected really well and gave Gino a chance to stay in the pocket. He's stepping up and he's seeing what he needs to see and made some great throws and great conversions. We did really well on third down today on the offensive side. So just a lot of really good positive stuff. I thought that the coaches on the defensive side did probably as much adjusting in this game as we've done, and did some great stuff to make this game plan come together after the first couple of times they had the football, and really pulled it together in great fashion. And the guys played like crazy. Tariq gets a pick. I understand that gives him a franchise record. He's having a great season, and he was beat a couple times today and came back out of it and made some plays that were really fortunate, but you got to be a little lucky sometimes too. I don't know, everything else was just going to ask me questions about it, but I'm really fired up about this win and getting back on the plane together and have some fun going back home.
And they are back home. In fact, this is really good news for you Seahawk fans as they make the push for the playoffs. There's 5 games left in the regular season. 4 of their last 5 games are at Lumen Field, including this Sunday when they host the Carolina Panthers on Fox. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this Monday, the 5th day of December, I really had to stretch to find an obscure holiday today. I could have chosen World Soil Day. I didn't do that. International Ninja Day. I don't really know what that is. Bathtub Party Day. No. To all of you folks in Thailand, this is a big day for you. This is King Bhumibol's birthday. King Bhumibol's birthday. There he is. There's the late king. He died in October of 2016. This is a big holiday in Thailand because this king was beloved. Not like most, royalty or things like that. That people can either take them or leave them. But not in Thailand. The late king of Thailand was incredibly popular. People really liked him. He was almost like a deity in Thailand. He was the king from June of 1946 to October of 2016. And every year on December 5th, they would close everything. Schools, government offices, banks, everything closed for a big birthday party for the late king. They still do it. Again, I told you I was stretching for the obscure holiday. Long time to be king. 1946 to 2016. Fun facts about Thailand. Thailand is home to the world's smallest mammal, the hog-nosed bat. Thailand has approximately 35,000 temples. That's a lot of temples. And Thailand isn't a very big country, geographically speaking, down there in Southeast Asia. They have 5,000 elephants in Thailand. Sounds impressive. 100 years ago, they had 100,000 elephants in Thailand. Anyway, happy birthday to King Bhumibol. It's his birthday today, even though he's been dead for 6 years. The only obscure holiday I could find, December 5th, is pretty dry. Make up your own. I'm all for that. Today in history, 89 years ago today, back in 1933, say goodbye to the 18th Amendment. 86, gone. It's out of here. The 21st Amendment was ratified and became official, which meant you could go back and have a cocktail again. Yeah, the 21st Amendment, the only amendment to override another amendment. The 18th Amendment brought prohibition on board. The 21st Amendment got rid of it. And man, it didn't take very long at all. Congress passed the 21st Amendment off to the states in February of 1933. That took just 8 months to get the required 3/4 majority to bring booze back. And ironically enough, the state that put the 21st Amendment on the map, the state that got us to the necessary 3/4 of the states was Utah, which is not exactly known as a state where alcohol is imbibed in. a great deal. So congratulations to the 21st Amendment. The 18th Amendment is repealed, and we can go back to what we were doing before. That was on this date 89 years ago today. We're used to inversion layers here in north central Washington. In the summertime, we get the smoke and the haze, and in the wintertime, we get the fog and the low clouds, and we get the occasional air quality advisory. But to my knowledge, those air inversion layers that dirty up the air don't actually kill anybody. But starting on this date in 1952 and lasting for 5 days, an inversion layer in London killed people, thousands of people. It got really cold in London, unseasonably cold. They had the air inversion, so they had the lid on, and because it got so cold, people had to continuously burn massive amounts of coal to stay warm. There's 2 different types of coal in Great Britain. There's the really good coal, the clean burning coal. What do they do with that? They exported it. They sold it to other countries because, quite frankly, Great Britain needed the money after World War II, so they were stuck with crappy coal. It's low-grade coal, which had a whole bunch of sulfur and all kinds of pollutants in it, and that's what they had to use to heat their homes, their businesses, and their factories with low-grade, lousy coal. Not to mention all the power stations in London were all fired by coal. So you stand all of this really bad cold air up against the inversion layer. It comes right back down again. It was called the Great Smog of London, and it was all said and done. 10,000 people died of pollution in London. And it began 70 years ago today. Can you imagine that? And 57 years ago today, speaking of Great Britain, there's your tickets. A couple of tickets there to the. You could either go to the matinee or the evening show. 57 years ago today, the Beatles played their last ever concerts in their hometown of Liverpool during their tour of Great Britain on December 5th, 1965. There was a Sunday matinee and a Sunday evening performance. About 5,000 tickets were available, 2,500 for the matinee, 2,500 for the evening show. Of the 5,000 seats that were available, they had 40,000 applications, and the Beatles invited a lot of their family and friends from the Liverpool area to watch them play their last concert ever in Liverpool, December 5th, 1965. And finally, at 32 minutes after the hour, birthdays. We always do presidents. Martin Van Buren. Now there's a haircut. Martin Van Buren, the 8th president of the United States, born in the state in 1782, which means he was the very first president to be born after the American Revolution. The 7 predecessors to Martin Van Buren were all born British subjects. Martin Van Buren, the first president to have been born after the American Revolution. He grew up speaking Dutch. His entire family spoke Dutch. He had to learn, in fact, so he was the first president where English was his second language. In and around the Van Buren household, they spoke Dutch. He had to teach himself English. Martin Van Buren, one of the more forgettable presidents in our time. In his autobiography, he wrote an autobiography. He never mentioned his wife of 12 years. He never mentioned any of his 4 adult children. And in his autobiography, Martin Van Buren never mentioned that he was president of the United States. And it's 605 pages. Martin Van Buren, the 8th president of the United States, born in the state in 1782. Walt Disney, born on this date 121 years ago. He was just 16 years old. He left school to join up in World War I. He was an ambulance driver. He wanted to do his part. So he dropped out of school at 16, never went back, lied about his age because he had to be at least 17 to join the Army. So he forged his own birth certificate so he could join the Army. He was an ambulance driver in World War I. After he became very wealthy, he had cooks and housekeepers and gardeners and staff members, but he always drove his kids to school every day. He was very proud of that, Walt Disney was. And Walt Disney, their maid, their live-in housekeeper and cook, was a woman by the name of Thelma Howard. And she worked and lived with the Disneys for 30 years. And every Christmas, Walt Disney and his wife, as the Christmas bonus to their live-in housekeeper and cook, Thelma Howard, they gave Thelma Howard stock in the Walt Disney Company, which she never did anything with. And when Thelma Howard died in 1994, she had $5 million in the bank that she gave to charity. Not bad. Walt Disney born in the state in 1901. And a wop, bop, a loop, bop, a whap, bam, boom. Little Richard would have been 90 years old today. We lost Richard Penniman a couple of years ago. I love Little Richard anyway, one of the inaugural members of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 1986. And I listened to some Little Richard records over the weekend. Very loud, the way you're supposed to. Love Little Richard. We miss him. 35 minutes after the hour, I'm going to take a break, got an opinion from my Mad Dog McNaughty, and then part 2 of my conversation with Jill Sheets for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. They had a bunch of events just this last weekend to get you in the holiday spirit, and that wasn't enough. So they're going to do more this weekend. Jill will give you those details when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
I believe we've been coming to Abby's for 56 years, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
56 years.
Remembering all the events as a family and a community that we spent at Abby's.
Excellent and delicious food at an affordable price. We're delighted that we live close enough to be able to be a frequent customer.
And we are.
And we are. In fact, we've got orders to bring home a giant pizza when we leave here tonight.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary Seller's Assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Alignment Pros and Express Lube. You'll get 5-star quality service every day. Brakes, alignments, shocks, struts. Napa certified shop with warranty parts. From front to back, Alignment Pros offers a variety of services for your daily vehicle to your custom car. And waiting for service is no problem in their upstairs waiting room. Enjoy a hot or cold beverage, sit down with a good book, or play a game of pool. Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Look for their holiday specials online.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
The Chelan Ridge team exists not only to craft exquisite wines and great food, but to make your visit memorable. And as a team, job one is to make you feel welcome at home and want to return again and again. Kids and dogs are always welcome at Chelan Ridge.
The magic of the holidays is in iconic Lake Chelan. Breathtaking light displays, Santa parades, fireworks. Celebrate local with Plaid Fridays. Information at smalltownholidays.com.
Are you frustrated because you feel like you aren't getting the internet speeds you pay for? One of the most common ways to test your internet connection is called a speed test. These are free and easily located on the internet and can tell you how fast your internet is. However, for certain reasons, these tests may not always be accurate. A speed test shows you how fast a file can be downloaded to the computer you're running the test on. However, there are many things that can affect the speed of that download besides the speed of the internet going into your home. A few of the things that can affect your internet speed are poor Wi-Fi signal, other wireless signals interfering with the wireless signals coming from your router, other devices in your home draining your bandwidth, your computer or phone running apps programs in the background that you aren't aware of, slowing your entire device. Any of these things can slow down your internet. Your internet is like water flowing down a pipe. There's a big pipe bringing internet to your local area, and a smaller pipe coming off of that bringing internet to your home address. Your router is just another pipe that brings the internet inside your house, and every device inside your home is like a pipe connected to the router. Just like with water, if any of those pipes along the way are too small for the amount of internet that needs to flow through for a family, the flow for everything down the line will be much slower. It's a lot like trying to push all the water going into your house through a small straw. Also, again, just like with water, if everyone in your home is using the internet at once, any individual device may not be able to receive the full flow of the internet. It's like your whole family trying to drink out of that small straw all at once. If you're struggling with internet that is slower than expected, make sure that all of the devices that your internet flows through are working correctly, and check all devices in your home for background programs that may be using the internet. If everything still appears to be working correctly, contact us and we'll be able to help.
Mondays are happy hour all day long at Bob's Burgers and Brew in East Wenatchee. Great deals on appetizers, martinis, specialty drinks, wine, well drinks, and draft beers. Bob's Burgers and Brew in East Wenatchee. Come on in. They look forward to serving you.
Bob's Burgers and Brews in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy great food, great service, and a great time. Only the best for our guests. We look forward to serving you. Stop on by today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, Liz Cheney said something scary after her defeat in the recent primary due to her refusal to drink the personality called Kool-Aid of Donald Trump. For her voting to impeach Trump, despite the personal loss it caused her, I give her high marks in integrity. However, the scary thing is, she said that it might take several election cycles for things to straighten out. Man, let's hope this Democratic Republic can weather that storm. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
50 years ago, a group of visionaries saw a need to provide high-quality health care to every member of our community,
regardless of age or income.
Today, Columbia Valley Community Health has grown to provide medical,
dental,
and behavioral health care through a network of facilities
and a mobile clinic that serves patients in remote locations.
For 50 years, we have been offering quality care to all,
and we will continue to do so
for 50 more.
We are CVCH,
and we are here with you.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full-swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
Welcome to Bubbly by Cake Chick, where friends come to relax and reconnect. Enjoy delicious lunches, decadent desserts, classic champagne, and bourbon tastings. Make every day an occasion when you join friends at Bubbly by Cake Chick on Riverside Drive in Wenatchee.
You've got a lot to do today. While you're out and about, remember to dispose of your unused medications safely and anonymously. It's a simple act that makes your home a safer place. Next time you're at the pharmacy, just place them in the drop box. To find a location, visit medproject.org.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. We can get this
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Give the fabulous flavor of classic European-style chocolates from Chocolat in Leavenworth. Each chocolate is handcrafted with quality ingredients in exquisite designs. A gift from Chocolat will delight anyone on your holiday shopping list.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's one of the crown jewels of the Wenatchee Valley. And I cannot believe in the 7 or 8 years I've done this show that Jill Sheets has not done the show. Luckily, I got her in just in the nick of time. Jill Sheets is in charge of getting people to sign up and be a member. And you also do some other stuff as well. Welcome back to the program. Events. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
You like your job?
Sure.
Inside joke. People, she loves her job. She loves her job. Santa Claus is busy this time of year. Chris Kringle, he's checking off his naughty and nice list. He's getting things done. I have Santa's cell phone number, by the way.
As do I.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works.
Yes.
See what happens when you're on the nice list? But Santa's going to take some time out coming up this weekend to show up at the museum. Talk about that, Jill.
Well, he's actually coming to the Wells House.
The Wells House.
Yes, which is on the Wenatchee Valley College campus.
Which is good because he can fit down the chimney.
Yes, there's a chimney there. He's coming on December the 10th to take photos. Parsons will be there to take photos of Santa with human people.
Most people I know are humans.
Yes, from 10 to 2. And then he's coming back on the 11th, also with Parsons, to take photos with pets. So we'll do humans also on the 11th, but we won't do pets on the 10th. We can't put pets in the house.
I understand.
So the pet photos are out on the porch, and the ladies have been decorating the house, so it's very festive. The photos always turn out very nice.
And with the snow on the ground
Yes.
and on the big trees on the campus, it's going to be, it's going to be
Yes.
all, you're going to get all Christmassy.
I'm sure, yes, with all the snow. So it's $10 for members for the photos, and you get a free photo from Parsons with that. And then you also have the opportunity to purchase other things from them. And then it's $15 for non-members to get the photos.
Parsons, my experience with Parsons, they're good.
I love Parsons.
They're really good.
And they're so generous.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah. They're pros, though. I mean, they've been in business for 60 years.
Oh,
They should know it by now. But they're one of the few professional photography outfits that survived the digital revolution.
Yeah.
Because they know what they're doing. They have the best equipment, the best lights. They got pro people. They can get people to smile when they don't want to smile.
Yeah, and we did this last year. We started actually during the pandemic. We did photos with them, and they always turn out so nice. People always just love them so much.
It's nice to work with professionals.
Yeah, it is.
And then you got to get interviewed by me. Information on that at the Wells House with Santa on the 10th and the 11th. How do people just show up with your money? Or
no, you have to register.
Okay, give me that information.
You can go to our website, WenatcheeValleyMuseum.org, and then just events. And there's a calendar. Just click on it, and it's all right there.
Whoever's doing your website work, by the way, is doing a great job. It's so much easier than it used to be. So that's the 10th and 11th at the Wells House on Saturday the 11th, back at the museum.
Sunday, the
Sunday.
11th.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Dave Gallatley,
yes,
ugly
Dave
sweaters.
Gallatley's
No,
coming.
not to associate Dave with ugly sweaters. Dave's a very attractive man for his advanced age. Anyway.
We're doing a cookie decorating party. So, and Dave Gallatley will be playing the organ, our Wurlitzer. So you can sing along while you decorate cookies. So you register, again, on our website, and you'll get a dozen cookies and icing and sprinkles and all the stuff you need. And yeah, just ugly sweaters are optional.
Can Dave play the organ?
Sure.
Did you? I mean, you did vet this, right?
Yeah, we did this several years ago, and he played. He plays.
I could see. I know Dave, and I could see Dave showing up and sitting down and said, "Anybody know Deck the Halls?
Well,
Where's my sheet music?"
He only plays Frosty the Snowman.
So if you want to hear Dave Gallatley play Frosty the Snowman for 3 hours, this is definitely going to be the place you go. Is there any way you're going to be able to not go to the museum or the Wells House over the next 3 or 4 weeks and not get into the holiday spirit? It seems like you guys are going full bore with this.
Yeah, I hope that's the case, yes. We also have, with the cookie decorating thing, a stuffy sleepover. So you bring your stuffy to help you decorate your cookies, and then you leave it. And while you're gone overnight, your stuffies have a big old party. And then when you pick it up on Tuesday, because we're closed on Monday, you get a photo album of all the fun things that your stuffy did without you.
Who comes up with these things?
You know.
Is it you?
Sometimes.
This is pretty clever stuff.
Sometimes.
I mean, I'm not that clever. I'm not that creative. I'm not even that bright, as my viewers have long discovered. And yet I get to work with creative people like you. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
What else is going on? Anything else you want to touch on for this week or right through the holidays at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center?
Just, we still have the Zoo and You exhibit, the microbes in your body, which is pretty cool, and very interactive.
Well, they're all interactive. Everything there is interactive.
And then, Link Transit will be paying the admission from the December 17th till the end of the month for people to, they have new bus routes. Mm-hmm. So we've partnered with them, ride the bus, get free admission to see the Zoo and You.
And I heard the haunted theater thing over Halloween went very well.
It went really well.
Yeah.
Mark Belton did a great job.
Well, he's like you, very creative and interesting person, and he knew what he was doing.
Have never been inside the haunt, but I hear it's really good.
One of our coworkers, I'm not going to mention his name. I told Malcolm I wouldn't. He went and did it, and he said it was good. It was worth the $15 or whatever it was.
Yeah, so. There was
and Malcolm works in television, so he makes like no money.
Well, it was really. I had to walk through it during the day with the lights on, and I did not like it.
Jill Sheets making her television debut here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Did you bring the check by chance? The museum's nonprofit, so it's only $300 to do the show.
Allie has it.
Allie has the check. It's good to see you. Best of luck in whatever endeavors fall down your way.
And you too.
And say hi to your daughter for me.
Yes, I will.
Okay. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group here in North Central Washington. And it's that time of year again. October 15th to December 7th, that is the time if you have a Medicare plan, do I want to keep it or do I want to change it? For any of those questions, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group because we're independent agents. We don't work with one company, we work with many companies because all of you have different situations and needs. So if you have questions about 2021 Medicare plans, give us a call, 888-2600.
1989, I moved here in July. My dad farmed, my brother's still on the family farm. I worked for a dealer in Lewiston, Idaho. I was his general sales manager. My boss goes, I got a guy that may be ready for a store. We made one trip here, and that's how I ended up here. I'd never been here in my life, and I had no friends here. I have nothing, I do now. I have a lot of friends here. I mean, this is my home. I love living here.
At Prestige Senior Living, we celebrate life at every age. From our cognitive and fall reduction programs to our focus on life enrichment and wellness, we help our residents maintain independence while nurturing mind, body, and spirit. Residents also enjoy a wide variety of amenities and services, including restaurant quality dining, housekeeping, a full calendar of events, and so much more. To learn more or to schedule a tour, visit us at prestigecare.com or call the number on your screen. We can't wait to show you around.
Are you caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
That's pretty good looking sunrise coming up over the East Wenatchee bench there as we get going here on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, getting ready to wrap things up. Temperatures around the region very steady. 21 here in the big city, 21 in Ephrata, 21 in Moses Lake, 21 in Manson, 21 in Chelan. There's 21 in Dryden. One exception to that, though, Omak. Omak's only 7 degrees. I kid you not. That's all there is in Omak. We're for a pretty nice day today. I'm going to give you the forecast details one more time, but we have a minute or two, so we thought we'd take one more tour around north central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley with our cameras. Now that the sun is up and has been for just about a half an hour, and you can see the Sunny Slope area, and maybe up near Omi Gardens being bathed in some sunlight there. It's starting to peek through. We are in for some sunshine this afternoon, so we're going to see a little bit of snow melt, although the afternoon high temperature is going to be below freezing. Of course, the sun will dissipate a little of the snow for the next couple of days before the next round of snow. Not a big storm system, but certainly enough to make things a little on the dicey side. That's going to start happening on Thursday. So that's our camera up on the heights. I believe we're heading back up to Leavenworth to check out the Tumwater Canyon camera, and there we are. And again, you can see the sun creeping up over the upper valley there in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Looks like there's a little bit of fog and snow on the lens there of the Tumwater camera. That is just before you start heading into the Tumwater Canyon and start heading towards Coles Corner and Winton. A beautiful winter view from the Bavarian Village. Man, that place was just hopping with people, as you might imagine, over the weekend. Good morning to Leavenworth. Let's head on up to the Arundel Rock camera one more time. You see a little more blue sky up there. We're in the studio, so I can't really see the sky. We don't have a hole in the roof, at least not yet. So there's Lake Antioch, Turtle Rock off in the distance, Highway 97 US 2 on the Douglas County side of the freeway. Pretty light traffic on this Monday. Monday is always the lighter traffic, lightest of all the 5 work days, with the exception of this Monday because the Hort Convention is in town. I'll mention that one more time. And finally, let's take a look at McNeil Canyon. Wow, that's pretty cool. Look at that view. Lake Chelan is in the upper left-hand corner. That is just awesome. Look at the sun just kissing the snow at the top of the ridge there, just above the Lake Chelan Airport. That's from the very tip top of McNeil Canyon. We have a tower up there. It's about 300 feet high, and on top of that is a camera. That is a really, really cool view. I mentioned the folks are in town. The annual Hort Convention is here in the Wenatchee Valley. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Snow? Yeah. Not much, nothing at all today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. Overnight Wednesday into Thursday, some light snow. Best chance of snow accumulations, and we're not talking about a lot here, just an inch or so on Thursday and Thursday night. Then it kind of tapers off on Friday. Then the next band of snow, and again, weak, but just enough to dust things up a little bit, will be Friday night into Saturday, and then it decreases a little bit on Sunday. But basically, starting Thursday afternoon, we're going to have hit and miss snow showers, all right? From the National Weather Service and our friends at Apple Valley Honda. We're going to see some sunshine today, and if you like sunshine, get out and enjoy it, because that's it. With a high today of about 30 degrees, our normal high is 36. Yesterday we only got to 23. Saturday we only got to 23. So it's going to be a little bit warmer, and with the blanket coming back in overnight tonight, warmer overnight temperatures, 21 for the overnight low tonight. Then here come the clouds and the inversion and the fog and the not much going on Tuesday and Wednesday. Sun's taking the day off. We'll be a little bit warmer on Tuesday because we're going to have a warmer start to the day. Tomorrow morning, we'll get up to about 33, 30 for the afternoon high on Wednesday. The weak system begins to come in. We're talking moderate to light snow on the Wenatchee Valley Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with the best chance Thursday and Saturday with a little bit on Friday. So we could get maybe a couple of inches by the time Sunday rolls around of light snow. And it's still not winter yet. It's still autumn. That's it for us. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.